Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Tuesday, February 17th, 2026 West Fargo City Commission meeting. We call the meeting to order. Would you please join the commission in a pledge to allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Jorgensen.
Present.
Commissioner Zundell.
Here.
Commissioner Dardis.
Here.
Commissioner Olson.
Here.
Commissioner Anderson.
Here. Let the record show all commissioners are present. First order of business is to approve the order of the agenda. It has been distributed and in your packet.
Motion to approve.
Commissioner Jorgensen moves to approve the order of the agenda as presented. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Anderson seconds. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Item E is approval of the minutes of February 2nd, 2026. Again, they have been distributed and in the packet.
Move to approve.
Commissioner Olson moves to approve the minutes of February 2nd as presented. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Zundell seconds. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We move on to item F, building permits. Commissioner Jorgensen.
I would like to recuse myself from the vote.
Commissioner Jorgensen is recusing himself from the building permits report.
I move we approve.
Commissioner Zundell moves to approve the building permits as distributed. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Anderson seconds. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on the building permits as presented? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Consent agenda. Commissioners, we have items A through J in our consent agenda this evening.
Move to approve.
Commissioner Olson moves to approve the consent agenda, items A through J. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Jorgensen seconds. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We are now into the regular agenda. First order of business on the regular agenda is public comment. Madam Secretary, has anyone signed up for public comment?
I do not have anyone.
Public comment is closed. We move on to number two, item number two, public hearing, excavation code ordinance and right-of-way management policy adoption. We're going to call on Jerry Wallace, city engineer for the city of West Fargo. The purpose of this discussion is the first reading to amend the excavation code ordinance and adopt a resolution approving right-of-way management policy. Mr. Wallace, good evening and welcome.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Commission President and Commissioners. Try to be respectful of your time here. Essentially, what this item is about is there's been significant changes in the way we conduct business in the right-of-way, the way private entities conduct business in the right-of-way. A lot of our excavation code and sort of unwritten policies on how we operate were kind of developed at a time when, I guess modern right-of-way management was kind of in its infancy. Since then, it's come a long ways. The city, we moved a lot of right-of-way and excavation permitting from Public Works to engineering. We have a designated right-of-way manager now. Quite a few significant changes. Essentially, what the amendments to the ordinance and this policy are intended to do is really, this is outlining how we've kind of been operating for several years now. We really just wanted to kind of get it in front of the commission and essentially seek buy-in, agreement that we're all in agreement that this is how we should be operating and conducting business as far as business in the right-of-way is concerned. One of the big points, I guess, that financially should be made is one of the things we're looking for, as part of this option, it's as part of this action, it's implied that we have sort of inspection and administrative fees. We're presenting those as part of this policy, for that approval. And as far as any other items to be aware of, basically, I've attached the amended excavation code in here, the right-of-way management policy, again, which is already kind of where we've been living for several years now. I know this is quite a bit to go through. We've also attached a draft resolution for the adoption of that policy. Everything in here, I know this is quite a bit to go through and try to summarize, but again, the action tonight that we're looking for is conducting the first reading of the amended code and I guess review the right-of-way management policy ultimately for adoption via resolution. One thing I would like to point out with the draft resolution that is included is there is a line item in there, it's one of the last items that says ultimately gives discretion to the city engineer to amend or modify the right-of-way management policy. And I guess internally, we've been having some discussion that I think, if anything, maybe we would look at giving the city engineer discretion to do minor things like that as of yet really have been defined. So we've talked, I guess, internally about potentially removing that and just, proceeding with anytime there's going to be a change to the policy, bringing that back to the commission for approval. But ultimately, up to your discretion. I just thought I'd highlight that one portion. Other than that, I'm available for any questions you may have.
Questions from Mr. Wallace, Commissioners? Commissioner Zundell.
What are the requirements if someone's going to be in a right-of-way and there are adjacent properties, commercial buildings, things like that, where they're going to kind of be digging and locating? Is there a requirement for anybody that's going to be kind of digging in that right-of-way to notify adjacent property owners?
Sure, great question. I'm not personally aware of, I guess, a legal requirement. I would have to probably dig into Century Code. Maybe the city attorney might be able to shed some light on it, but I could certainly find out.
Niche issue, Katie.
There's not anything like necessarily that statutorily that it is, but it is included in the policy that you're notifying, neighboring businesses, homeowners and that sort of thing.
So
If you're
what if
excavating
they
the right of way.
don't do that?
Then we have the ability to revoke their permit, because they have to come get a right-of-way permit, right? They'll have to follow all of the provisions that are part of it,
Yep.
which will include the notification provision. And so the city engineer will have the authority to revoke or suspend the permit.
And this may be a silly question, but if they didn't notify them and the project's already kind of in process, I would presume revoking their permit at that point is to some degree moot?
I mean, yeah, I guess it depends upon how far along it is, but it can be certainly something if they apply for a permit again, that the city will be aware that that could be an issue.
And then is it just any adjacent property owners, or is it within like a certain number, like do you have to be in a certain number of feet away from it?
I don't recall there being a certain number of feet. I think it was just adjacent.
Okay, and we
adjacent
don't
property
confirm that they've done that.
I would defer to.
They just probably initial some
generally
things and they have.
I apologize.
No,
Sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Generally speaking, the unwritten policy has been so far that if you're going to be working within an easement, but it's located in private property, there was an expectation that you should be notifying the homeowner or attempting to. This goes, I guess, to the next step and gives us the authority to be able to revoke it. I'm not entirely sure that we've, I guess, engineered a solution as far as if they, are grossly, not following that expectation. But there is some sort of, this is the start of the framework, I guess I'd probably term it.
That was really only my only comment on it is I feel like people don't know what's happening, or they see people digging essentially in property that maybe they sort of take care of, maybe they sort of don't, and then if they're not notified or they feel like they're not notified, I feel like that just generates problems, but.
Absolutely, no,
That's all.
great
That's all
comment,
I have.
Commissioner.
Commissioner Olson.
Jerry, you've mentioned a couple of times that we've been operating under unwritten rules. So by adopting this, we no longer have unwritten rules, they will be written into this ordinance? Or do we still have unwritten rules after this?
Great question, Commissioner. So there's, I'm sure as a lot of the commissioners are aware, there's a lot of policies that, have existed at the city, but they weren't written down somewhere. This is our attempt to try to start to right the ship in as far as transparency with the entities that'll be operating and conducting business in the right-of-way. So this is, I guess, as proposed currently, the big effort. You know, in the coming years, I think, you know, we'll continue to try to, you know, massage the process. But this, like I said, is I guess, our first big effort at trying to write that policy down.
Okay, thank you.
You bet, sir.
Anything additional? Please, Commissioner Jorgensen.
So are there two different types of easements? And the reason I'm asking is, I was approached probably a month ago or so, a gentleman on Center Street. They were doing an underground boring, he knew nothing about it, and he was wondering why he wasn't contacted. So is that gonna take care of something like this, or they?
This will certainly help point us in the right direction. I can't sit here and guarantee that, you know, with the passing of this, you know, that's never going to happen again. This is certainly an effort, you know, again, to kind of right that ship. As far as easements and the types, there is a ton of ambiguity out there on what can and can't be done. And we try to, I guess, follow the intent of easements as closely as we can. There's a lot of entities that, you know, just for lack of a better term, you know, it's just a gray area sometimes. And we're trying, like I said, to, you know, try to start that process where we're, you know, making those clarifications.
No, I appreciate that. And the homeowner was just upset that all of a sudden there's a mini X digging in his front yard and he wasn't.
Completely understandable.
Yeah.
I would totally agree.
So good. Okay, thank you.
You bet, sir.
Anyone else? This is a public hearing. Is there any questions, additional questions from Mr. Wallace? With that, we close the regular agenda. We move into the public hearing. Is there anyone that would like to speak against the first reading to amend the excavation code ordinance and adopt a resolution approving the right-of-way management policy? Is there anyone that would like to speak against? Is there anyone that would like to speak against? Is there anyone that would like to speak in favor of the first reading to amend the excavation code ordinance and adopt a resolution improving a right-of-way management policy? Is there anyone that would like to speak in favor? Is there anyone that would like to speak in favor? Public hearing is closed. We move back into the regular agenda. Commissioners, what's your pleasure?
Move to approve first reading.
Commissioner Anderson moves to approve the first reading to amend the excavation code ordinance and adopt a resolution approving the right-of-way management policy. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Zundell seconds. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Mr. Wallace.
Thank you, Commissioner.
We move on to item number 3, is update on the Public Works expansion progress. We're going to call on Public Works for a little bit of a discussion on this. Good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Commission President and Commissioners. Excuse me. All right, we'll get started here. We just figured, we just wrapping up with our phase 1 of our public work expansion, so we figured we'd kind of just throw something together and show you where we're at. There we go. All right, so phase 1 was our Camelot building. That was that building that we had where our roof kept collapsing on us. So we updated that building and we got a whole bunch more storage in there for our vehicle parking. That one's 100% complete. We moved in on early part of December. Then our phase 1 150 edition, that is about 99% complete. We actually just moved in there today. So we got our CO issued on that. So that was actually a lot of space and the guys are already getting it filled up fast, so. And then our phase 2 portion is with our sanitation office and then the garage space over there. They're currently getting that office enclosure done and still working on some of the backfilling and stuff for the foundations, the footings, but then the existing garage remodel portion we have will be in the later to the part of March. And then at our Public Works, the interior and our shop expansion, they got all the demolition done, like where our old operators conference room stuff was, is all demoed out, and they're actually been framing here now, so we're still on schedule to be in there the 1st of June, and then where you walk in now, the front entryway, that'll be phase 2, and then they'll redo that conference room there, and then after that, phase 3 will be our office wing, so. And then our Public Works Phase 2 Shop Edition, we had a few cold weather delays, but nothing crazy. Got it backfilled and the building's going up. Right away this spring we'll be pouring concrete, installing liner panels early summer, and hopefully be in it by September for our substantial completion. There's just kind of an overview of the sanitation before they started framing and did a few dirt work and footing. There it is as of, what was that, February 11th? And then just kind of a general view of the Public Works the way it was before with the old garages there and nothing. And then here's where we are sitting currently as of February 11th. They got a little more work done since then, but that's about where we are currently on that. So with that, I'll take any questions or anything you may
Questions from
have.
Brian? Anyone? Oh, all right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Moving on, we are on item number 4, building code adoption and fee updates. We're going to call on Mark Hausch, Inspections Administrator, and Dallas Sprecher, Deputy Fire Chief of Community Risk Reduction. Good evening, Mr. Hausch, welcome.
Good evening, Commission President and Commissioners. I'm here to ask for your blessing and approval of the 2024 building codes. Give you a little history on this. Every 3 years, the International Code Council updates the building codes, and then we usually take a couple of years after the books are printed, go through them, and then present them to you with the amendments that we propose. The amendments are generally to keep housekeeping stuff in the book, keep things as normal as possible, but yet allow the new stuff that comes in to be implemented as much as possible. All this goes through, the city of Fargo has an appeals process that they go through. They bring it to the state of North Dakota. I go to all these meetings and I come back and I go through it all, and these are the amendments I feel that are good for us. It keeps consistency within our area, and it's just been the way it is, so I don't know what else to say on it. So I presented to you a list of the amendments with commentary under each one or most of them. And if you have any questions or comments, I would certainly listen and answer.
Thank you. Do you find any of these new ordinances from the International Code of Council updates onerous to the public or the taxpayers of West Fargo?
No, that it shouldn't be, I mean, as far as any,
Are they
there shouldn't be any
some
additional.
difficult or some major changes?
Nope. A couple of them that might be at play is we've increased the roof loads for trusses that are over a certain length, and we've increased the ground snow a little bit and the wind pressure just to make it safer.
Right. Thank you. Any questions for Mr. Hausch?
I move we approve.
Commissioner Zendel moves to approve the building code adoption and the fee updates.
I'll second.
And Commissioner Olson seconds. We have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Hausch.
Thank you.
We are now on item number 5, which is the Improvement District 2294, 6th Street and 23rd Avenue East intersection improvements. We call on Jerry Wallace once again, our city engineer. The purpose of this discussion is to accept the bid and award a contract. Mr. Wallace.
Yes, thank you, Commission President Dardis and Commissioners. I'm here before you for Improvement District 2294. We went out for bids. Basically, the apparent low bidder was all finished concrete. We're looking to award that bid in the amount of $933,735. Good news, we're, getting infrastructure on sale. Came in almost 16% under the engineer's estimate. We'd recommend awarding the contract to all finished concrete. Again, the motion we're looking for, or the action we're looking for tonight is accepting the bid and awarding the contract. In your packet, we have the affidavit of publication, the bid tabulation, the notice of award, the engineer's statement of estimated cost, and the associated resolution. And with that, I'm available for any questions you may have.
Questions for Mr. Wallace?
Move we approve.
Commissioner Olson moves to approve Improvement District Number 2294 at 6th Street and 23rd Avenue East. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Anderson seconds. We have a motion and a second to approve and accept the bid and award the contract for Improvement District 2294. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 6 is a proposed project 2284, 2026 HSIP intersections, turn lane realignments. Jerry Wallace again will be presenting. The purpose of this discussion is to approve a task order number 6-1 with Bolton and Mink. Mr. Wallace.
Thank you again, Mr. Commission President. This particular item is in regard to project number 2284. That's where we're going to be realigning several turn lanes to allow the flashing yellow arrow turn option. Essentially, DOT put this out to bid. We've bid. We're at the point now where we need to look at who's going to be conducting the construction engineering and oversight. With that, it made a lot of sense to us to have the engineer that designed the project tackle that. That's why tonight I'm here with a task order 6.1 in front of you. Essentially, we've budgeted about $90,000 to cover all items taking us through construction and completion of the project. With that, we have that task order 1 as a supporting document in your packet here. I feel it's probably notable at this time to say that just in accordance with, typically how we plan these projects, we would have the total project cost $722,000 and change. And then if we added 25 to 30% to estimate the total project cost after that, that would put us at about $902,000 to $939,000 for a total project cost. It's definitely worth pointing out that as far as that cost is concerned, we did get a significant award of, the $471,000, which would put the city to task for essentially covering likely about $430,000 of remainder cost. Again, looking for approval of task order 6-1, and with that, I'll stand for any questions.
Questions for Mr. Wallace?
Move we approve.
Commissioner Zandel moves to approve task order number 6-1 of Bolton and Minks on project number 2284 for turn lane realignments. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Anderson seconds. We have a motion and a second for approval. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 7, 2026 Public Works Mill and Overlay. Again, we call on Jerry Wallace, our city engineer. Purpose of this discussion is to create project number 2300 and direct the engineer to prepare an engineer's report. Mr. Wallace.
Yes, thank you again. Commission President Dardis. This item in particular is creating this year's Public Works Mill and Overlay Project. Essentially, the 2024 CIP, we had budgeted about $1 million for mill and overlay work with some additional monies for curb ramps, some concrete work, that type of thing. We've scoped those, and you can see in your packet here that we're focusing on several collector roads on the south side of town. So along with the project area map, we would have the associated resolutions for creating the project. We're looking at paying essentially all of this with capital improvement sales tax funds. Again, the action I'm looking for tonight would be to create the project and direct the engineer to prepare an engineer's report. And with that, I will stand for any questions you may have.
I motion to approve.
Mr. Jorgensen moves to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Olson seconds. We have a motion and a second to approve and create the project number 2300 and direct the engineer to prepare an engineer's report for mill and overlay. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Mr. Wallace, would you highlight again that this is going to be paid with sales tax?
Yes, sir.
And there are no assessments going to be in this area?
As proposed with the project, that's what we're looking at, sir.
I just wanted that stated for the public. Thank you. We move on to item number 8. Mr. Wallace, you're a busy man this evening. Improvement District number 2296, Shadowwood Neighborhood Pavement Rehabilitation. Accept a bid and award a contract. Mr. Wallace.
Thank you again, Mr. Commission President. This item in particular is mill and overlay for the Shadowwood neighborhood. Essentially, we've gone out to bid. We're looking to award the bid and the contract. In that process, we went out to bid. Northern Improvement Company was the apparent low bidder at $764,673.20. I won't bore you with a lot of the numbers in the front end of this item here, but essentially the potential award came in well underestimated, and again, we're getting infrastructure on sale, so very happy about that. Excuse me. Purpose of the project, again, is to improve the pavement condition and ride quality in some of these newer neighborhoods that have never had their mill and overlay. As part of that, and consistent with what was presented in the 2024 CIP, we're proposing that essentially there would be a 50-50 split on the funding of this project, where 50% would be assessed and 50% would be paid utilizing capital improvement sales tax funds. In your packet here, again, affidavit of publication, the bid tabulation, notice of award, the engineer's statement of estimated costs, and associated resolution. With all that being said, action we're looking for tonight is accepting the bid and award the contract. And with that, I'll stand for any questions.
Questions for Mr. Wallace?
I motion to approve.
Mr. Jorgensen moves to approve to accept the bid and award the contract on Improvement District number 2296. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Zundell seconds. We have a motion and a second to approve and accept the bid and award the contract for the Shadowwood Neighborhood Pavement Rehabilitation Project number 2296. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And again, this Improvement District 2296 is outlined in your packet is a 50-50 split between a capital improvement sales tax and assessment to the local property owners. Item number 9, Improvement District number 2297, South Pound Neighborhood Pavement Rehabilitation. Again, we call on Mr. Wallace, our city engineer. Purpose of this discussion is to accept the bid and award a contract. Mr. Wallace.
Yes, thank you again, Mr. Commission President. Being as how this is very similar to the last item, I'll try to give you the Cliff Notes version here. Essentially, we again had a bid opening. Northern Improvement Company was the apparent low bidder at $777,963.65. Again, we're looking at to improve the road quality and lifespan of the roads in the neighborhood here. Again, we're looking at doing a 50-50 funding split where 50% of the project is paid via capital improvement sales tax funds and 50% of the project is paid via special assessments to the benefiting properties. All similar supporting documents in your packet here. Again, the requested action would be accepting the bid and awarding the contract, and I'm available for any questions.
Questions for Mr. Wallace on project number 2297?
I move we approve.
Commissioner Zendel moves to approve the improvement district number 2297, South Pond Neighborhood Pavement Rehabilitation, to accept the bid and award the contract. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Anderson seconds. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. We move on to item number 10. In improvement district number 1351, a sanitary lift station. Sanitary lift station number 27, rehabilitation. Again, Mr. Wallace will be presenting, and this is to approve the extra pump purchase for SA 27. Mr. Wallace.
Thank you, Commission President Dardis. This is the last one, I promised everybody, so I'll be out of here soon. But essentially with this item, we have several, we call them regional or master lift stations throughout the city. These are extremely critical facilities where if we were to have one go down, given the amount of other sanitary sewer lift stations that pump to these stations, failure of any one particular component just isn't an option for us. I'd be remiss if I didn't come up here and at least ask if the commission would think it would be prudent to keep an extra pump on the shelf, which is what essentially we're looking to do with this item. I know our Public Works folks, some of the few things that keep them up at night are, a failure in one of these significant regional lifts. It seems to me like it would be cheap insurance to have an additional pump on hand should that event someday present itself. And with that, I'm here before you tonight asking that the commission consider approving buying a redundant pump for SA 27 on the south side. Like I said, it makes a lot of sense to me, and with that, I am available for any questions you may have about the purchase.
Commissioner Olson.
Thank you. How many of these regional lift stations do we have in the city, roughly?
There's two critical ones that I would say come to mind at the forefront.
Does the other one have a extra pump right now?
We did buy an extra pump. It's the same thing for SA 40 with that project.
Okay,
Basically, just trying to hit repeat on
okay. I was just
the
gonna
redundancies
say,
we've taken.
If we're going to buy for one, we should buy for both.
Absolutely, that's a great question.
Anything else? Commissioner Jorgensen.
Are these pumps interchangeable for like any other lift stations? Or we can use them in a dire emergency?
I think they're pretty particular to the
With
each
the
individual
horsepower
lift
and the gallons,
station.
sure.
Yeah,
Be nice if they'd be.
Well, SA 40 and SA 27 are our two most critical on the south side, right?
absolutely, sir. SA 40 on the north and SA 27 on the south.
Anything else for Mr. Wallace on this one?
A motion to approve.
Commissioner Jorgensen moves to approve the sanitary lift station for an extra pump in Improvement District 1351. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Zundell, second. We have a motion and a second to approve an extra pump purchase for SA 27 and for Improvement District 1351. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Wallace. The commission is now on item number 11. It's a closed executive session for the purpose of discussing a security system, disaster, and emergency plans in accordance with the North Dakota Century Code 44-04-18.4 and 4404-24-1. We'll call on Pierre Freeman, Emergency Services Director. Good evening and welcome.
Good evening, President, Commission, and Commissioners. So I'm here today to go over our disaster plans in a closed session, and I'm looking to have you adopt those plans for us officially for the city.
All right. At this time, the West Fargo City Commission is going to gavel out of the regular agenda, and we are going into executive session. West Fargo City Commission meeting is back in session. And Mr. Pierre, what do you have for us?
Yes, I'm here today to ask that you adopt the emergency operations plans and security plans that we have in place for the city.
Commissioners?
I motion to approve the emergency operation plan.
Commissioner Jorgensen moves to approve the emergency operation plan. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Zundell seconds. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Mr. Freeman.
Thank you.
Item number 12, we have a city administrator's report. Mr. Scott.
Good evening, Commission President Dardis and Commissioners. Just a couple updates for you tonight. First, I'm going to talk about the budget process. As you know, we're getting things rolling along here. But for the 2027 budget, we're going to try something new. We're going to start the budget season with a survey that commissioners and department heads will participate in. And the idea is to gather feedback on our priorities, our goals, strategic plan for our 2027 budget, and ultimately adopt a set of guiding principles. So tomorrow morning, I will be rolling out this survey online. For those that wish to do this on paper, just let me know and we'll get you a paper survey. But again, we're excited to get all the feedback from our leadership team and our commissioners and inform us into a set of guiding principles that I would like to bring forward at our next commission meeting for formal adoption. So again, I'm going to start that process tomorrow. Any questions on our survey? This will be done through SurveyMonkey, if you're familiar with that.
Questions for Mr. Scott? Okay.
All right, last thing, I'll just let you know that our HR Director, Beth Wigman, is starting March 16th. So we are excited to have her aboard. 1 month from now, she will be here. So with that, I will stand for any other questions you have.
Questions for Mr. Scott? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All correspondence has been distributed and in your mailboxes. Does any commissioner have any non-agenda item they'd like to bring forward at this time? Any department head? We're a little slim on department head.
We weren't initially, they were all ready.
Yeah, yeah. Any non-agenda items? All right, hearing none. Commissioner Olson,
I move to adjourn.
Commissioner Anderson,
Second.
we stand adjourned. Thank you.